Olá a todos e sejam muito bem-vindos a mais um vídeo aqui no meu canal. Este ano eu vim até Amsterdão, à IBC, para vos mostrar todas as novidades no que diz respeito a objetivas, câmaras e tudo mais, acessórios de rigging. Portanto, vamos a isso, vamos conhecer tudo o que há para ver nesta feira da IBC 2024.
So, hi, I'm Aaron from Canon Europe, and we're here at IBC 2024, and we have just launched our latest cinema camera. This is actually the fourth camera launch we've had this year. Not only have we had our flagship R1, our powerful R5 Mark II, the high-end cinema EOS, the C400 has been launched this year, and now it was only just last Monday that we launched this camera, which is the EOS C80. It will look very familiar to you, but inside this camera has got a whole new range of next generation technology. So it shares the same 6K full frame BSI sensor that we've had in the C400, and this has the world's first triple base ISO system. So we've not only got a base ISO of 800 and of 3200, we've also got 12,800 in this camera, giving you incredible low light performance, particularly for those who are on documentaries, who aren't in control of their lighting, working at dusk, working at dawn. They're able to get a really professional, clean image out of this camera with 16 stops of dynamic range. So incredible sensor, incredible triple base ISO system. We've also got a new upgraded autofocus system. So it's now using 100% of the sensor area, and it can even detect faces, eyes, heads, body, and on top of that, it can also track animals. So the autofocus system is much more responsive, much more accurate. And then you'll notice that ergonomically, this is built for solo shooters. This is built for people by themselves, flip out screen, all in one package, but it can also be used in small crews. We've added the addition of a 12G SDI terminal, which really does open the possibilities of how you can distribute the image of this. Imagine you're on a short film, you wanted to get it to your image, your 4K image, to a director's monitor, a video village, a focus puller. You can now distribute that image much more efficiently using that system. So this is the EOS C80. It can also record in 12-bit 6K RAW onto its SD cards, but we've also got new recording formats as well. So not only XF-AVC, we've got new MP4 formats, which have all of the metadata in the camera, the lens, inside of the file. So it doesn't matter whether you're recording RAW, XF-AVC, or MP4 now, we have professional file names, professional metadata in all of those formats. And those new MP4 formats actually align with our R1 and our R5 Mark II, aligning those as perfect B cameras when you're using a cinema camera. So this has Canon Log 2 and Canon Log 3, so it's giving you up to 16 stops of dynamic range in Canon Log 2. Price of the C80 is approximately 5,500 euros, including VAT, and this is a perfect camera for loads of different types of scenarios, regardless of whether it's documentary, it's cinema, or it's live events. You can use this in so many different ways, and we're just so excited for the industry to get their hands on this. So we're also showcasing the EOS C400 at the show, and this has the same sensor as the C80, but this is an even more versatile camera that can be built up for super high-end cinema productions. You'll notice that it has a very compact box-like shape, but it has modular design to it. So you can detach the LCD, you can detach the hand grip, you can even use an extension cable to mount that LCD elsewhere. And this camera has even more connectivity. So you've got things like Genlock, which is perfect for professional live broadcast, as well as synchronizing to LED walls for virtual production. We also have a return input, which is also very good for broadcasters to be able to monitor the live feed from a production switcher, which is making this a much more versatile camera for broadcast as well as cinema. It means that large format can be used for things like live sports and live television. And also in terms of connectivity, we have an extra monitor output on this as well. So we have another SDI output. The sensor is the same as the C80. The dynamic range is the same, the autofocus is, but we also have our recording onto CF Express cards here. So we're able to really maximize the complete fidelity of the sensor by shooting in 12-bit cinema raw light up to HQ. So the C80 can do it up to LT, which is still very good quality, but we can really max out the data rate on the CF Express with the 12-bit cinema raw light all the way up to HQ. And then what we're also showcasing here is something called CV protocol. That's Canon Virtual Protocol, and it's an incredible amount of data for both the camera and the lens that the camera is able to capture. So that's everything from focus, zoom, and iris position, as well as distortion data, and even gyro data of the camera, ISO, shutter speed, and that's exactly what this screen here is showcasing. This is an Unreal Engine project. So Canon has developed a live link plugin for the Unreal Engine, which allows you to output all of that metadata in real time through a single Ethernet cable from the camera into the Unreal Engine. And as you can see here, if I put up the grid on this image here and I zoom, you can see that the Unreal Engine is taking in all of that zoom data, and it's also taking in the distortion data off the lens, which is perfect for things like set extension, and it means you don't have to calibrate the lens every time you switch your lens in a virtual production environment. But this feature is not just useful for virtual production, it's also super useful for editing and for VFX. So it doesn't matter what format you're recording in, you could be recording in RAW, XF-AVC, or MP4, all of that CV metadata is embedded automatically in the file. And you can extract that now and utilize it for making realistic VFX, whether that's simple compositing work or green screen work. So a really cool feature. It's great that the camera is able to not only read that metadata, but now that everyone can utilize it for their workflow.